Channel 4, your official Jaguar station.
Excitement in Jaguars Nation tonight. The team has landed 2 of the players it ranked highly in the entire NFL draft after trading up in the second round.
We're covering the Jaguars draft picks from all angles. Channel 4's Vic Micolucci spoke at length with Jalen Ramsey this afternoon. But first, Sam is joining us to tell us about the newest addition to the team, Myles Jack. Sam.
That's exactly right. Myles Jack is the second-round pick. And you might say, wait a minute. Myles Jack was supposed to be the first-round pick. But when Fred Taylor stood up there and the Jaguars moved from 3 spots back up to the 36th spot, Fred Taylor made that surprise announcement.
With the 36th pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Myles Jack, linebacker, UCLA.
That was impressive. Dave Caldwell said that Jack was the 3rd player of 3 that he liked at the number 5 spot. The knee problem clearly scared a lot of teams off today. Dr. James Andrews said Jack will not need microfracture surgery. The Jaguars concurred with that and felt like, as Caldwell said, that this was an opportunity to take a risk to be great. If you want to be great, you have to take a risk. In talking to Myles Jack after he was selected, he said, all along, I wanted to be a Jaguar.
It was just a sigh of relief. You know, words can't put it into how I exactly felt, but it was just a relief. You know, I definitely wanted to go to Jacksonville, and it's just the ideal place that I really wanted to go.
So Myles Jack's knee is in question, but the Jaguars feel like they worked him out. As Gus Bradley said, they put him through a very strenuous workout out there in California. And in fact, he's from Seattle, and he was in high school when Gus Bradley was coaching up in Seattle. So he's got some history with Myles Jack. Now, you wonder, how is Myles Jack reacting to all this? Well, he wanted to be taken by the Jaguars. He knew he had fallen into the second round. The Jaguars pretty much said, look, we're going to move up and take you. So on his Twitter account today, Myles Jack posted this video. How easy does that dunk look? Back that up about 100 times, would you? Look at this. Not a problem whatsoever. A 40-inch vertical jump on a reconstructed knee. We'll see how Myles Jack does respond when it comes to playing football. But, man, that's impressive. Gus Bradley said when you look at it next year, it's very possible, if you consider Myles Jack a first-round pick, the Jaguars, who didn't have a first-round pick on the field on defense last year, will have 3 with Dante Fowler, Jalen Ramsey, and now Myles Jack on the field. Tom?
We got one that can fly, Sam. Thank you. It is not his first time here in Jacksonville, but tonight it is former Seminole Jalen Ramsey's new home. He had a long conversation today with Channel 4's Vic Micolucci, who's joining us live from Everbank Field to tell us more about a young man who is the pride of Smyrna, Tennessee. Vic?
Absolutely, Tom, and he is a likable fellow. Walked into the press conference in the Jaguars locker room here at Everbank Field wearing a smile and a really nice suit. He was grinning from ear to ear, and I looked around in the locker room, saw a lot of his coaches and teammates. They were also smiling. They think he's going to be a great fit for this franchise, and Jalen agrees. On the field, he's a beast, fast and ferocious. Off the field, he's a pretty cool guy.
My goal for myself right now is just to come in and grind day in and day out.
This afternoon, Jacksonville got to meet Jalen Ramsey, the star defender from Florida State, and the Jags' first-round pick.
I'm so excited that they did choose me, that they had faith in me, and like I said in the presser, when I came on my visit here in Jacksonville, I felt the vibe. You know, I felt a better vibe than I did anywhere else I visited.
Jalen doesn't mince words. He'll tell you he's good, but he's going to work to prove it. His new coach is impressed. You got to love the confidence. Jalen said he thinks he was the best guy in this draft. You believe it?
That's right. You know what? That's what I told him. Come in here and be you. And I love his confidence. And, you know, I think he's got so much humility, too. He talked about the weaknesses he needs to work on. And, boy, that type of mindset, that type of approach is very welcomed here.
Jalen says he is excited to play with all his new teammates, but he's especially happy that he's back with some of his buddies from Florida Florida State. He joins Telvin Smith and Rashad Green, former Seminoles. Is that the winning combination?
I hope so. They've all done a good job for Florida State, so hopefully they can bring it over this way. So I'm excited.
So you're okay with the Seminole playing for the Jags?
Yeah, as long as he does good.
Jalen Ramsey is an awesome guy on the field and off the field. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job. He's excited. He's young. He's energetic. He's going to bring a lot to Jacksonville.
Go Jalen.
He's got a lot of work to do, and he knows it. But Jalen Ramsey says he's ready for the River City. One more thing our viewers want to know. Can you give us a Duval?
Duval.
I love it. There you go. Gotta love that. A very busy 24 hours for Jalen Ramsey. He flew down this morning from Chicago here to Jacksonville with his parents. After that press conference, he met with a couple people with the coaching staff, met some of his new teammates, and then flew back to Tennessee. He's going to spend about 4 days at home with his family, pack a bag, and then come back here to Jacksonville to be at practice by Thursday. Live at Everbank Field downtown, Vic Micolucci, Channel 4, the local station.